What's up, everyone? Leo here with the Nerd Initiative, and welcome to our podcast. We have Kevin on Skype right now,
What's up, everybody?
and this is episode 14 for us. We've been out of it for, maybe like a month,
I think 2 months, dude.
maybe about 2 months.
Yeah.
We've just been busy, so hopefully this one should be a good episode that we're going to get into. It is June the
14th.
14th,
It's a Sunday.
and it's our 14th episode. Happy anniversary.
Aw.
And and it's Sunday. Season finale, Game of Thrones. Probably one of the biggest talk things right now on the internet, on all social media.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. The season finale did not disappoint. I can say that for sure. It did not disappoint. There was a lot of, I don't want to say closed gaps, but they were able to focus on a lot of the storylines that they have
Right.
into one episode, which was good. I like that. So, without further ado, we're going to get to the good stuff. And it may get a little emotional. And this is why.
For the watch.
I don't know if I can watch this, dude.
Watch.
Oh
For the watch.
no,
Oh.
no!
Oh.
Not Jon Snow.
No.
Mother.
Lava.
Oh man, terrible.
Turn it off. Turn it off. I can't.
Terrible. I'll keep it playing just till the very end. But anyways, so this little bastard, what was his name? Ollie?
Ollie Oxenfree.
Set up Jon Snow from the get-go. And he basically had him offed. For those that have been following the show, and you should be, the Night's Watch were basically pissed at Jon Snow for, what do you call that? Getting together with the wildlings?
Yeah. Pretty much just like give them sanctuary.
Right.
Or granted them sanctuary.
Or to join forces
Yeah.
to fight the White Walkers, right? So the Night's Watch weren't too happy about it, and Ollie pulled him out of his den or office and led him to believe that his uncle was still found alive, and from that point they set up, the Night's Watch set up a little gathering where they ended up taking a stab at Jon Snow individually and killing him.
Jailhouse style.
Yes.
Very American me.
Yes.
Jeez.
That reminded me of American Me, and so anyways, one thing I wanted to point out, Kevin and I had been talking all this time earlier regarding this episode, and I noticed, based on the book, Jon Snow died, right? Same way, jailhouse style, by the Night's Watch, and I knew this was going to happen right when he was in his little den reading the notes, and if you could see in the camera to his right was what's his sword's name? Longsword or
Lightbringer?
Longclaw.
Longclaw, yeah.
His sword was in the back behind him, and he's just chilling there, and you could see it. There's a focus on it, basically, how they film things,
Mhm.
Usually in scary movies, they kind of pan to the side, and then there's an open space, somebody's going to come out.
Right, right.
So they did that, you could tell with Jon Snow in that scene that he had his sword back there. And the minute the little kid, Ollie called him, he gets up and walks away, but his sword's still on the bat, so he didn't have it on him. So that led me to believe, like, oh shit, this is gonna happen. This is it. So I kind of saw it coming, not just because of the books, but because of that very moment in the scene before he died.
The funny thing is, well, not the funny, but I was curious of what he was reading. There was a lot of stuff he was reading.
Right.
I mean, there was a lot of notes left for him, obviously from Ravens.
Yes. And in the books, those notes, there's one that notifies him that Ramsay is either set to wed or he did wed Sansa.
Okay.
So one of those notes had brought him bad news. And maybe he did read that note because there was a note and he put it down and he was just sitting there thinking, that might have been it.
Right.
But now we won't really know until next season. Maybe they show like the table and what he was reading or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, we also talked about theories about what's to happen with Jon Snow. And
Well, the first theory, you want to hear the first theory?
yes,
He's dead.
that is a theory.
that,
Definite theory.
that is definitely one of the theories I read was he's dead.
Yes.
Point blank, he's dead. So let's wrap that one up. But the second theory was that he's gonna be his spirit or his soul will be going to Ghost, and he'll become a worgen or a werewolf or something like that.
Direwolf.
Direwolf, but it said warg or something like that in the reading. WERG. Was that werg?
Word.
Werg.
Word. Yeah, no, I think it'd be cool to see him as Ghost.
Yeah.
I was reading something on, I think it was YouTube, because we were watching the reactions, and, you had read that, but I also read that, and I noticed it, as his body was laying on the ground and the blood was floating up.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes.
Yeah, we're glossy
They
or
were,
glassy.
Changing color.
Right, right.
So the minute they changed color, I was like, a White Walker.
Yep, that's the other theory.
And my theory, our theory that we discussed was the White Walkers are going to revive him, and he may become one of those higher up White Walkers.
Right, right.
But I don't know, because one of those White Walkers in that one episode where they were fighting, he watched like Jon Snow kill one of them with his sword.
Right.
So he looked like, wow, we could use this guy.
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know, but
I mean, it looked like he was pleased with them more than like this fool. You know what I mean?
yeah. So
It wasn't look like he was mad at him. It looked like, all right, we might need this guy.
right. Yeah, so that's just a little theory that I thought, but I mean, I may be way off. Walking Dead, I can predict. Game of Thrones.
Well, it's kind of hard because their leaks aren't as easy to get.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the first 4 episodes were.
Yeah, well, that was easy, but that was not no spoiler. That was just like we got the 4 episodes.
Right.
But there's people saying that he was signed on. So they were saying Kit Harington, the one who plays Jon Snow, signed on for like season 6. Like this was before this episode. This was like before season 5. Because a lot of people were talking about season 5 being the last season, right?
Right.
But then they found out season 6 is going to be on, and so people are excited about that. But Kit Harington's already signed on for it.
Yeah, unless they do like flashbacks if they don't want to bring it back. But
that's the only thing is that it could be these flashbacks. On that end, Sucks is playing right now for me right now. Just to let you know.
What is?
You get the Game of Thrones.
Oh.
It's playing in the background for me.
Yeah, and
But
even George R. R. Martin was kind of didn't want to talk about it, but I guess he did an interview and he had mentioned they had asked him. I don't know who it was with, maybe EW.
mm,
They had asked him, why they killed Jon Snow or why he killed Jon Snow, and he said something to the likes of, "Oh, so you think he's dead also?"
yeah,
And
I've
then
I read that part too today.
yeah, and then he said he wouldn't comment. So who knows?
I mean, it is a fantasy world,
It is.
so a lot of things are possible. I mean, there's remember when the Hound was fighting in the cave and he killed that the guy by trial,
Right.
and the dude ended up living.
Right.
So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible. I mean, dragons and
Anything's
zombies,
possible
right?
in Game of
Dragons and
Thrones.
zombies, and you know, you know, what's
Well,
his name? What's his name? Getting girls, we're getting tail. I mean, come on, everything's possible.
yeah. Who, Tyrion?
No,
Oh.
Tully. What's his name? Sam. I keep calling him Sam Wise, but it's not Sam.
Samwell Tarly.
Yeah, Samuel Tarly. I mean, if he can get tail, then Jon Snow can come back.
True.
Well, there's also talks of Catelyn Stark. She is supposed to be known as another character, like she's a zombie
Right.
coming back for revenge. I forgot what they called her. Um, Let me see what they called her.
Now, was that in the book or?
I think it was in the book because she was supposed to have to come back earlier, like way earlier in the seasons. Not like not this long. It was like supposed to be like the season after the red wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was to come back as man. What was her name? I just had it earlier. I mean, I gotta look for it. But that's what they were talking about. Like, there was Caitlyn Stark. There was she's supposed to come back as a zombie, and um, the other girl, the redheaded lady. There's so many characters, man. It's honestly so. They called her Lady Stoneheart. That was her name,
Oh, okay.
Lady
Okay.
Stoneheart. She was supposed to come back as Lady Stoneheart, and that's what John was supposed to. That's why the theory of John being resurrected. But they never introduced the character, Lady Stoneheart, because a lot of fans are wondering why she never came back immediately after the red wedding.
Right.
Like at least in that time frame. I mean, there's so much time that's going on. It's possible to still bring her, but they have talked about her a couple times.
Right. So aside from, the most probably
Obvious.
talked about thing,
Yeah.
a few more things happened. Uh, Let me see. You were talking about dragons.
Mhm.
So Daenerys had flown away with Drogon, and he was all injured from all the spears and stuff being thrown at him, and she walked away, and the Dothraki shows up.
Deep.
Deep, yes, and they're riding their horses around her, and you
Hmm.
know, I think if they would have done something or killed her, they would have done it right there. I don't know,
Or they could have done it to a showboat
but
because they were riding around here for quite a while.
well, you know what? If things go bad for her, it's gonna be another scene from American Me.
Big time, dude. And it's not
Another
this.
scene.
It's the bathroom scene or the janitor closet scene, not
Yeah,
the stabbing on the second floor where he flies off.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the other stab from behind.
Yep, it's gonna be American Me all over again. So
Yeah, and I can't take. I stopped watching that on rerun because those were so brutal scenes.
really, I replayed it.
You would. But
No,
yeah, so she gets surrounded by Dothrakis, a lot of them. But so I don't know if any of them remember her because not a lot of them are original people with her.
right. I don't know the
But
intent.
people did turn away from her. I do remember them leaving her after Drago died.
Yes. So, that happened. Like I said, they focused on a lot of the stories. You see Arya Stark. She kills. I forgot the guy's name. The one who likes little girls.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
kind of.
she had stolen one of the faces from the wall where the other guy was training her. There's so many characters.
Yeah, man of the man
Man,
of
many faces, maybe.
God of face.
Anyways, this.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard to follow
Yeah.
names.
Well, you've seen whoever's watching this or listening. You've seen the episodes. You watch the show, so you know who damn well who we're talking about.
Yeah, he's
Um,
always talking in freaking riddles.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she ends up going blind, and I didn't know why, but you told me something about it.
Yeah, well, she goes blind because he was pissed off that she killed for her own
Vengeance.
cause,
Oh yeah.
using his using his powers, I guess you could say, or his all his resources at his disposal, and she killed for her ambitions, not his ambition. So he killed out of order. She killed out of order. Basically, that's what he said, and so he was pissed off. He was kind of teaching her a lesson again in riddles. I had never know what he's talking about,
Right.
right? But then she went, yeah. Then she starts going, I can't see. Well, I thought the reason why he did that is because he can stop her from seeing other people, so she can kill on her own. She's got to learn to listen. Because when a person's blind, they have to rely on their hearing.
Right.
So, like, like if you're blind and you're at a stoplight and you want to cross the road, you got to wait for the beeping, so you know it's safe to cross technically.
Right.
So you listen to the beep and you follow. Well, that's what she's not doing. She's not listening and following him.
So now she's gonna have to learn to use those senses
Yeah, to in
now
order
that
to
she's
kill.
blind, and that was, I think, mentioned in the books as well.
Yeah,
So
because she really don't listen
right.
ever. Like, really don't. So that could be one of her things. That's why she went blind. So
But she really put a number on that dude.
man, her killing was one of the most vicious ones I've
Just
seen.
like American Me.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, very
Yeah.
personal. Very
Yep.
personal.
Um. What else happened?
So Sansa actually lights a candle
Yes, and Brienne
at the
misses it.
like a dumbass
Yeah.
because she went on her own personal oath keeping, whatever, what she's about to do right now, what I'm watching. But the Gimp, Reek,
Reek.
um,
Theon.
Theon Greyjoy, he's trying to tell her to go to her room after she comes back and got done lighting the candle.
Right.
And what's his name's girl, his mistress, was there with the bow and arrow. For some reason, I know she was that good with the bow and arrow, to be honest. And then, they're having a little, whatever, medieval time, like, shit talking back and forth. And so she threatens to shoot her in the arm or leg or something because all she needs is to bear children. So,
Right.
what's his name can have the kingdom, whatever, Winterfell. Before she shoots an arrow, though, Reek turns into Theon,
And throws her over the edge.
like American me.
Yes. That's true.
Very American me.
Yep.
So throws her right over. Then he grabs her hand, and then they jump over the wall. They're pretty good at falling from the walls over at Winterfell. I mean,
Did they jump over?
yeah, they jumped over.
I missed that.
Yeah, into the snow, though.
Theon
Into the
and
snow.
Sansa.
And Sansa, yeah, they jumped.
I
They
must
looked
have
at
to
each
watch
other, and they're like, nah, and jumped.
it. Oh wow. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking because the show had veered off from the books a little bit, and I was thinking Sansa was gonna die, but I was wrong.
From that part, yeah.
Yeah. So, um, what else happened?
Well, what's his name? Kingslayer.
Yeah, that one. I was gonna bring that up. Jamie Lannister,
Wow.
his niece.
his niece daughter.
Is that his niece daughter?
That's his niece daughter.
Oh, that is. He said that was his niece, but
Yeah,
because
so
that's Cersei's.
daughter.
That's yeah,
So that's his daughter.
yeah. So they're going back on a boat, and before
Having a very good family full house moment.
right,
They're literally having a full finally out of all this misery in the show, there's a full house moment.
right, and all of a sudden,
So Jamie's trying to tell her who she really is to him.
was
You,
he? See,
yeah, you,
I missed some of that.
yeah, he was trying to break it down to her, like, there's some things in this world that you don't get, right? Things are pretty weird. Like he's trying to use that kind of line,
Right,
and she's already knew. She's like hip to the game. She's like, "Look, I know you're my father." He goes, "What?" She goes, "And I'm glad you're my father." So they start hugging,
and then
and then she has a nosebleed because of the climate,
right,
because she's going back on the boat, and I don't know if she died yet.
right. Her yeah, she had a nosebleed.
She had a nosebleed. So, but the reason that nosebleed is pretty significant because that's what happened to dude in jail. It was called like I forgot what they call the poison, but she was poisoned basically.
Right by the sand sharks. The
Yeah,
was it the because she gave her a kiss, right?
yeah, but she had poison on her too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they one of the daughters gave the mom
The antidote.
yeah, and she drank it.
Yeah, so that was so I we're left with that unknown. That's a variable because we don't know she died. We just know that she got sick. Because the prince can have it. You can have the antidote on him all times.
Right.
So we don't know that yet. We just know that she got, she's fallen ill.
Well, did you see when I don't know her name, the mom of the sand sharks. Uh, anyways, after she drank the antidote, she, wiped her
What?
mouth off,
Yeah,
and then she threw the thing into the water,
yeah,
but the wind blew it back.
yeah.
And
I was like, oh,
they didn't mean for that to happen, dude.
really?
Probably not. I mean, I was like, if she throws that, the wind's gonna catch it and
Yeah.
blow it away.
But it blew back into the land.
Yeah, but her intent was to throw it into the
I
water.
think, I think it was intended for her to get caught.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? But
I mean,
Uh,
anything can happen now.
yes. Another main one, aside from the Jon Snow killing that got me all like, oh my god, was Cersei Lannister's story.
Well, that was,
Some might believe, some might feel bad for her.
hmm
Some might say she deserved it.
hmm
I would say she deserved it, but I can feel how that kind of punishment could really, really hurt someone.
yeah,
So she ended up having to walk back to the
to the castle
to
actually.
the castle, butt ass naked. They
Right.
cut her hair like straight dude style.
hmm
And
Very Sinead O'Connor almost.
yes, and she had to take it from all the people watching. They were calling her whore and spitting on her, and
Smeared shit on her shoulder.
yeah, they were putting freaking dookie on her shoulder and just throwing stuff at her, and
That was crazy.
so she made her walk and finally got to the end, got in through the doors, and one of her guys covers her, and he's the doctor, huh? Or that
Yeah, he's the witch doctor, I guess.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he covers her up, and then he's like, I need to look at your feet, but then he looks up, and right when he looked up, I was like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
Because if you saw in the beginning, and you had mentioned it, but not even seeing the episode or anything yet, if you saw in the beginning, they included that scene from previous seasons where he was working on the mountain,
Yeah.
trying to revive him or whatever he was doing, and So back to this episode, he's looking up and he's like, "Let me introduce you to the new
Kingsguard.
Kingsguard, right?"
Yeah.
And sure enough, I mean, it was the Mountain in full armor. You couldn't see his face. I'm sure they jacked it up because it was all purple and pale and
Yeah.
nasty looking. From you could see, with his eyes, and but he's standing there and he picks up Cersei, and that's the end of that scene. But seeing that the Mountain's back, I mean, that dude was awesome. It sucks because the original guy who played him isn't really playing him anymore.
Yeah, you're saying that. I couldn't tell because he had all his armor on.
Right. I heard a rumor that he wasn't going to play the Mountain anymore. I don't know if that's true or not because, yeah, he does have all that armor. But now that he has all that armor, anybody could play that who's that size.
Right. Well, it kind of sucks because that's the third Mountain.
Is that the third one?
Yeah. Because when Joffrey was ruling, you know how Joffrey had the little games going on?
Yeah.
The Hound was next to the Mountain, and it wasn't the dude beforehand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they changed a lot of characters in here. Like, the guard, Khaleesi's guard, he was a blonde guy at first, now he's brunette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
the Mountain, I mean, the one that got a lot of playtime though was,
it was the strong man.
Yeah.
The actual for real Mountain.
He's labeled as the world's strongest Viking.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see that. Yeah, what Cersei went through was it is irritating me because, I always like to. I'm pretty not religious, but I read the Bible a lot, right?
Right.
And it pisses me off when I see stuff like that. This period, because she's like sinner. What she was saying? Shame. That was irritating. Like, man, you better.
Yeah.
I just hate public stuff like that because everybody's bad. You know what I mean? I just hate that kind of stuff. But that was me. That's the only reason why I don't think she deserved it. She deserved it, but not people doing it to her. It should have just been circumstances.
Right.
But anyways,
if she had to walk that path without being naked, it would have been okay. But public humiliation. There you go.
Yeah, that's
that was like serious, hardcore shit right there.
Yeah, because what she did affect a lot of people. Because she caused the war.
Right.
I mean, it was her and her brother who pushed the kid off the dang thing in the first place.
Right.
So yeah, I get it, but jeez. Anyways, it was also funny. Shame. Like, that girl's gonna get it. The Mountain's back.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cersei made a promise to her that she's gonna kill her.
And Cersei's pretty good with keeping that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was, honestly, I was thinking the Mountain was gonna show up in the crowd and just start beating the shit out of everybody and carry her off back into the castle. But yeah, that would have been cool. But
yeah, that would have been cool.
But that didn't happen. So, anyways, all right. So all in all, I mean, I thought the episode was great for a season finale. I wish it seemed to go by quick.
It's sad because you're right. It did go by quick. At least The Walking Dead gave us an extra half hour.
Right, and it's 10 episodes. It's like I can't believe they put it to 10. Hopefully that's not a sign of the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they're. I don't know. For me, the entire season was kind of disappointing. Just kind of.
Well, we haven't even podcasted during the whole season of this,
right?
But
that's why, because it was not that
it started getting better at the end,
which was sad because. So, comparison to Walking Dead, we're like, whoa, this season opener was crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
We know it has to slow down. We always know the seasons have to slow down to get the big climax, right? To get it built up. But this, literally, the first episode was like, what? You know what I mean? Like that was boring. So
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, true.
I mean, this was like a steady climb. It wasn't like at least give us something for welcoming us, for us being so patient for a year.
Right, right.
But but I mean, there were I would say out of all the episodes of all the seasons, these last three were pretty to me monumental. They had a lot of good battles.
Yeah,
I think they had the best battles was with the White Walkers. Of all the battle scenes they had, that was the best one.
I must agree.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right, we are going to call it the day. Um, apologize for our lack of podcasting and entertaining you guys. We have been busy, focused on the website and the social media accounts that we have. So, hopefully this week we'll get back into the groove of things. E3 is this week. The Electronics Entertainment Expo in Los Angeles. So I will be there covering as much as I can. It's 3 days. We'll see.
Are you gonna be periscoping from there?
I'm gonna try. I will try. It's depends on how much fun I'm having, man. Because the last time I went to E3, it was just nuts.
Well, make sure you try to follow during those 3 days. You never know what Leader will just uncover for Nerd Initiative.
Right.
He might be able to give us some breaking news. So I will be following him through text or whatever. And if we have the chance, opportunity to Periscope, that'd be great.
Yep. I think I'll make it a point to try to get some Periscope.
Even like a night wrap up or something.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. For sure, we'll probably end up podcasting to talk about. Did you just fart?
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
To talk about you know, what went on at E3. So, and then aside from that, I don't think there's anything else going on. Comic Con stuff is starting to appear online, so we'll get into that sometime maybe this week.
Mm-hmm.
We will have a guest, Tony Lee from It's JDM. He's a hardcore. I guess I'd say a hardcore toy collector, and he's been hitting me up wanting to podcast with us, and he's got a lot of new toys, and he wants to talk about collectibles, stuff like that. So he'll be at E3 also. So we may include him in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
And also, we have some couple new Facebook groups.
yes, we do.
We got two. So if you're looking for specific content, one is the Media Initiative. It's on Facebook. You can find us, request us, on social media. We can add you to the group. That's focused on like TV shows, movies, anything that's related to media,
Yes.
mainly. We're just building that one up. The most active one right now is the Pop Initiative. That's a Funko Pop trading group, but also we post a lot of our contests on there. Because we're the only group on Facebook right now that does actually lets you post contests. So there's a lot of collectors, man. That is a very active group, man. So just make sure if you want to get some specific content related to genres of anything nerd, those are the two ones we got going on right now.
Right. And what else?
I'm single,
And I'm single,
so that's why we do these podcasts.
and that's why we have no time or make no time for the ladies.
Yeah, that's probably why we're single.
Yeah. No. So, okay.
All right.
Well, that's it for tonight's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to rate and review on iTunes.
Mhm.
Also, subscribe on YouTube. Like on Facebook, Twitter. Follow on Instagram. I think that's it. on
Yes, sir.
our social media. Uh, so yeah. Until next time, thank you for checking us out, and we will be back on shortly.
Long live Jon Snow.
We should play that one more time.
Yes, we should. I think it's a tribute to the end of an actual great leader.
Jon Snow.
Yeah, he inspired me from day one.
Oh well, this is what the final blow with Ollie.
That little punk kid.
Yeah, I hope maybe the giant will smash him.
Oh, I hope just like this, like two fingers. Just blink.
No, it just squeezes him and his head pops off.
I was saying like this.
Yeah. Man.
Ali, he killed Jon Snow's girl and him. What a little punk.
He did.
For the watch.
For the watch. Little bastard. How sad.
It is.
I don't know if I could take this any longer.
Mm.
As he lay. Alright, no more.
All right. All right, guys.
Alright, again, till next time. We will see you later.
See you later.